I'm Doug Fox. I've lived in Laverne for 15 years. Over the course of that 15 years, and Mayor, you and I have had this conversation one-on-one. Over the course of that 15 years, my observation is that Laverne has had an aversion to planning. You've all just alluded to that. This is nobody's first rodeo. I've been here 15 years. Dennis, you've been up there. Sherry, you've been up there. Cindy, you've been up there. You two get a pass in my book. Okay? Momentarily. In my view, over that 15-year period, the planning in this city has been really driven by the developers. We all know that. Reason the county got stuck in a bad situation. They had a large company that came in and wanted to do it. We all remember the circumstances. And the county got sued. And it was because they didn't have a plan. Rutherford County has a comprehensive plan that they're working on. They've been working on it for about 2 years. I've attended 5 or 6 of those meetings. I'll be real frank with you, and Sheriff Messina, I've said this to you. I haven't seen any of your faces at any of those meetings. I've asked, where is Laverne? The people from Lexington kind of smirk. Laverne, what's that? Sorry, that's the truth. I've learned that Murfreesboro has a master plan. Smyrna has a master plan. Rockville has a master plan. Eagleville has a plan. Laverne has none, for they get back the 80s. Could you please describe the process and the length of time in that process and the participants in the plan that led to our doubling our property taxes? It is a long-term process. Tell me how long you spent doing that. And Cena, I guess I'll point it to you, you're the leader here. Just a rough guess at how many hours it took you to develop cumulatively the document that led to doubling the taxes, because that's what everybody's uncomfortable about. It's not the fact there is no plan. We all can pretty much agree to that. And all of a sudden everything doubles. So tell me how much time you spent at it. And then the second question is, how is Laverne going to address that deficiency in the next 5 years?
We in April, March. Prior to that, started getting the books. These guys were new. We tried to get it to them, let them look over. We sat down. We came up with our budgets, looking at that. At that time, we decided to have a retreat with our departments. We had some that had new department heads. We sat down with them. We spent 2 days with them, each department coming in, letting us know what they needed to move the city forward, each department. We worked with it. We sat down. We worked in those departments. We went over. We take away, we added to, we worked with these departments to find out what we needed to up to par. At that time, we put every single one of our budget meetings on TV. We went over every single department, line for line, on TV. We worked with Phyllis. We worked with Fred. At that time, Steve had not joined us until later part of March. When Steve came aboard, he began with the process as well. We worked on formulas. We looked at each thing and what we had to do. We came up with a 5-year plan for each department, what it was going to take to move this city forward and get the things that we needed to get this city where we can get retail and everything in here. We asked Phyllis to sit down, go over these budgets. Each department had turned theirs in. We asked her to, after we got it down to exactly what we said each department could look at, she came up with what it would cost each year for our 5-year plan to put that in place. So no, we didn't just sit down and overnight and dream up the 50 cents.
Clarify, we had 5 separate budget hearings on that was televised. Okay, each lasted somewhere 2.5 to 3 hours. Our retreat was over a weekend, and that's what we did together. But I can tell you that I put 3 months in here, sir. Okay, so this wasn't something that we just, as the mayor said, we just came up with. This was something that we looked at over and over and over and cut and slashed as much as we could. And
I appreciate your effort, and remember, I gave you a pass.
But also, these department heads, they've known from year to year what they've needed. They've been denied what they've needed for years and years to work in their departments. So I think they're pretty capable of knowing what they need in each department. And if you'll look at the list, we're not looking at frivolous things. We're looking at stuff that they actually need just to do their jobs.
Mayor, you missed my second question. Could you describe the process that's going to be used over the next 5 years to help us eliminate this planning dilemma, this lack of planning?
Well, we've got the 5-year plan in place now, Mr. Fox.
That's it.
That's what we're going to be working on. And it's all laid out right there in black and white. It's there for us to follow, us there to look at. Everybody asked for the 5-year plan. We gave it to them. We're looking at it, and we're working on it. And that's what we're going to have to do. We don't even have sewer to some of the places that you're talking about on Old Nashville Highway. There's some retail. Sewer doesn't even go down through there. We've got to get the sewer and water to these places before any of the retail is going to look at these places.
My memory says that when you announced this at the first Mayor Alderman meeting, you said that you were going to vote for a tax increase once. Is that still the case?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I'm David Tolbert, and even just recently, but over a period of time, Laverne has lost civil suits that I consider to be ridiculous. I mean, totally ridiculous. To lose a civil rights suit in this decade is somebody, sleep on the job. The city attorney, mayor, department heads, or somebody. And not because the decision was wrong, but to get to that point. So my question then is twofold. Number one is, what's the impact of those losses on our taxes now and going forward? And the second part of it is, what's being done to assure that we don't have these ridiculous lawsuits in the future? We can't afford millions of dollars for some few individuals making ridiculous actions and decisions.
And we agree with you totally. Most of those people that caused those lawsuits are no longer with us. They're gone. Well, there was nothing we could do about it then. I couldn't change what happened then. We had to write the check, unfortunately. But now we have, Mr. Gaston, I know you're dying to step in here and help us on that one. But yes, sir, we eliminate people that cause those problems, and I agree with you totally. That was sickening. I'm the one that had to sign the last check, and it was from previous years, and that was very sickening. But we do have things in process in place now, and any of these type of things that happen, they are terminated immediately.
Some of the things the city had done, and some of the things like diversity training, disability training, some of the things that happened beforehand. In addition to that, I came on board in May of 2010. We've since then, even before and some of the other things, made sure that, one, that we have a good policy. We have a good policy on harassment and discrimination. We just have to execute it, have to make sure that everybody's accountable and that we hold those standards together. One of the most unfortunate parts of my job, and what people don't remember, hiring, training, development, etc., they remember discharges. And what I've learned working with the city government is that it becomes very public. But we're very serious about that, and I'll go back to what Mayor Mosley said as we dealt with Boone Porter. We have to put that chapter behind us, and we're serious about discipline up to and including discharge for any employee, including myself, if you're engaged in discrimination or harassment or a hostile working environment. So we clearly define those. We continue to do annual training, and I commit to you I couldn't work for an organization that was not committed to making sure that our employees work in an environment that's free of any forms of harassment and discrimination. I've been known that this mayor and this board has been known for that, and I don't have a problem speaking out against it to anyone. I prefer to leave and work for an organization that is part of our past. We're ashamed by it, but that's not who we are today, and that's not what we're going to continue to do.
Sir, if you're talking about in the future as far as this 5 years.
Present and future.
Okay, those have been paid, the lawsuits that you're referring to. However, I will tell you how it will impact it is that is one of the reasons why our general fund and our water and sewer fund have been depleted. I think my numbers serve me 2.5 million that I know for 3 lawsuits. So.
But I attended the last meeting, and that was never said. And I thought that was the elephant in the house. And now I found out because one of the elephants in the house. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Becky Moon, and I've lived in Laverne off and on since 2000. I just recently moved back here and have not been catching up on things that have happened in the past 3 years. And previously, I had been friends with Miss Mosley and her husband and her family. And I knew Sherry and I knew Dennis Walker. And I had blindly followed them, thinking that we needed a 10% tax increase without looking at the budget. I have nobody to blame for that except for myself. I got on the bandwagon and I was your cheerleader. I said, yes, we need those taxes. We need every dollar. Because I know there's a lot of things wrong here in Laverne. We've always had problems in Laverne. But right now, my conscience can't let me stay for 100% increase because we've got people in this city that are going hungry, hurting, can't pay their utilities, they're paying out like $58,000. The numbers may be wrong. Am I right? $58,000 in employee bonuses, Christmas bonuses this year. Is that correct? Is that is correct? Okay. I see one of you shaking your hands. Thank you, Tom. $58,000 in Christmas bonuses this year, and I'm going to compel with your Christian heart, Sherry. You know there's children that are not going to have a Christmas. You know there's people in your church and people in your neighborhood that are hurting like they never hurt. Because anybody that's an employee, and I know you've got the room is packed full of employees. I've never seen so many employees in the city of one place in my life. But I want to let you know that, Sherry, I'm praying for you because I know your heart, and I know you care about people. And I'm hoping you can change things, and I hope you can change things because when people get $58,000 worth of bonuses this year, when other people are hungry and can't put Christmas dinner on their table, are those employees going to be grateful for that $50 or $700 bonus they get when they know their neighbors are hungry? And not getting, yes, they will. I heard some of them. Yes, their employees will take that with no concern for the people who are doing without, no concern for the people who are unemployed, no concern for the people who are suffering in this economy because they do not work for the government. And I have several other issues on the budget. And I'll get to you next. Box 100. Who all voted for $15,000 to give the Box 100? And isn't that a self-supporting charity group that sort of assists the police officers and firemen? I think that's an excellent group. I thought Rick O'Neill started it, but I see on the website that it says Cena Mosley is the founder of Box 100. Did you vote on that to give them the $15,000?
Yes, I did.
You did? Is that a conflict of interest voting to give a company that you founded money? You gave them $15,000 of my tax dollars? Drinking that Kool-Aid anymore. I'm so glad I'm doing our research.
calm
And
down.
I realize I'm probably gonna get a whole lot more tickets, but my tags are not expired anymore.
You broke the law, you got a
Look at
ticket.
this, they're wrong. They love to harass people and run them out of town.
Well, we are getting out of hand. These are her opinions, and she has voiced her
And when
opinions.
I got that ticket is the night that I went home and I looked and I went to up around Mount Juliet in Davidson County to borrow some money from a friend so I could get my tags and buy groceries too. And after I borrowed the money from my friend, I stopped to get a Dr. Pepper. Metro police officer pulls up behind my car. When I come out of the store, he says, "Ma'am, is this your car?" "Yes." "Did you know your tags were expired?" "Yes, I got a ticket today in the road." He goes, "Oh man, I'm sorry. It was just trying to get them renewed. Just wanted you to know." Wasn't that kind of him? We don't have that kind of person here. This is a ticket rather than a day.
Okay.
When I started reading the budget that night, that's the night I got on the computer and I downloaded those 60 pages of that budget and I looked through it and girl, I had lots of stuff written down on the back of my $151 water bill.
Like I said, you were upset when you got the ticket.
Yes,
Number
that made me
two,
open my eyes and read.
I'm going to address the Box 100. This group was started back in 2006. Yes, it was my idea. It was my idea. I met with a group that you were part of on, back during Katrina. They were all disenchanted with the Red Cross. I met with the group, told them the idea. They got it started, only they took it a few. I'm not done. Now, they got started. This was given, this money, every penny goes right back into the city. Fire victims. Matter of fact, a lot of your faces, I didn't see you helping with the flood. I didn't see you get hours of sleep at night. And that's another thing. Y'all gripe when people donate time. Then you gripe when people get paid for time. So which is it? Okay? Which is it? This group sat right here. Matter of fact, that lady sitting right there had a stroke in the back of a semi-truck that Debbie and them had helped donate to put all the stuff in the back to help the flood victims. They went door to door. We went for 3 months. 3 months helping the flood victims. We've never missed a fire. We've never missed a time at taking care of a fire victim. Matter of fact, Debbie, you said on the site you didn't know my husband was a Metro firefighter. No problem calling and asking for our help and us bringing the cleaning supplies when your house burned and we cleaned it. No one's telling the truth.
You called when you heard on whatever the radio was that there was a small kitchen fire. You and Lonnie showed up and helped me
And you
clean my
didn't have a problem. We scrubbed your kitchen and brought it back.
And you didn't have a problem with me buying flowers for your mama's funeral, your dad's funeral. But you know what? No.
Excuse me.
I'm hoping your heart is true, and I'm counting on you to turn these people
All right,
around.
we need to conclude this interchange. We need to all settle down and think on it. We need to settle down. One question.
I'm gonna have one, I promise. Hi, I'm Zach Kirsch. First off, I want to thank my fire and police service because my house did burn down and Box 100 was there, not being paid for anything. I just want to know if this, I've been out of town for a week. I was just wondering what this ridiculously stupid petition is going on. Can somebody explain it? Can the man that started it explain it to all of us, please?
I can explain. Let me answer that for you. You know, this is a petition not to do away with the city. This is a petition to do away with the charter that's right now in effect. And what is getting rid of the 3 people that want to double your taxes, raise your water 40%, raise your sewer 60%. When in fact, if I'm not mistaken, someone told me, you said you could have got by with 25-cent tax. Is that true or not? Where did you pull the numbers from for your increases to 100%? did the water, did it require a 40% increase? Did they require that amount? Because Tom tells me that he's going to try to get it lowered now, being that we're getting off of the list. So now, you know, if that be true, then, you know, why is it, well, you know, just pulling numbers out of the air to get to 40 and get to 100%. It doesn't make sense.
Hey, let me, can I, guys, hold on 1 second, please. Hold on 1 second. Let me ask you all this. This is a meeting that was supposed to be where we could talk to each other. Now it's getting a little out of hand, and I plead with you all to listen to each other. We don't have to agree. We came in the room disagreeing, but please try to hear at least the facts. Stan, if you don't mind me answering your question, what you just said, where did we pull the number from, and also what I had put on the agenda for the next meeting, just so you're clear. No, we didn't pull the 40% out, and we didn't pull the 60% out. We hired MTEX to come in to do a rate study. They came in, and because of our water and sewer balance depleted from $14.5 billion back in 2006 to right now, there's $2.1 billion. And that's the real, where was the outcry then? That's my question. Where was the outcry then when we depleted that fund? Okay, I didn't get this board, I didn't get this city on a distressed utility list, okay? In 2005, $10.2 million was borrowed to deal with our capital projects that we are now trying to get in 2011 and 12 to take care of. Instead of using all of it, there was a portion that was used for some capital funds. Because we are getting into an election year, that board decided they were going to sit on it, and they weren't going to bring it up. Okay, so the city absorbed the cost of your water sewer bill, which got us on that list. No, sir, this is something I inherited. This is something that I talked to you about specifically. I'm not happy with it. I didn't want to raise it, okay? But we had to. If we did, the state was coming in, okay? Now what, so we're clear. Since we got off of this distress list, was call MTAS again and ask for another rate study. I'm not happy with the water bill either, okay? If there's one thing that I'll try to do, if possible, if they can come back with some options, that we can finally get our capital projects done, that we can get adequate water pressure and sewer lines run to every house in Laverne and take the burden off the taxpayer, you better believe you've got my vote, and I'll tell you that right now. I have it on the agenda have for discussion to bring in another rate study. If possible, at that point in time, they come back with some options that can take some burden off you. You better believe you all have my vote on that.
The answer is first question. This is two issues. It's not to do away with the incorporation of the city. This petition away with the charter that we're now under, which is the Alderman and Mayor charter. It will revert back to a board of commissioners, which we'll have another election. And see if we can't get 5 level-headed people up there.
If it means level-headed people, when you and your wife get into a fight, you don't burn your own house down. And that's what you're trying to do right now.
Also, I'm standing here.
I didn't start this. You started.
2 months ago, sir, you were at the planning commission, were told no on something. You threw a fit, it's on tape. You said, I'm not getting my way, I'm taking my money and going elsewhere. You got mad. It is on tape. It's on tape.
Please move on. Between the sideline and the rear line is trying to say that, you know, somebody's not in compliance. You need to type up your ship and hire people that really know what's going on.
Sir, we'll move on. Thank you, sir.
My name is Ron Engler. I've lived in Laverne for 8 years. I am standing here in a meeting where the mayor of this organization has said something about cleaning supplies. I have seen another alderman, sir, who made comments on a personal nature about something with his wife. I apologize, sir. My question is this. It is very easy in today's economy to look at your ratepayers and to increase rates to make up for deficits. What has been done and what are the plans to have studies to look at, instead of relying on your existing ratepayers, to perhaps look at doing some long-term debt and finance that out of the proposed growth of this company. We love Laverne. There's nobody here. I want the police to do a good job. I don't have a problem with anybody. But quite honestly, maybe we don't have the right people here. And I have utmost respect for every one of you that sits here. Maybe we need to hire somebody to put together a plan years for this great, wonderful city. What do you think about that?
Is that a question or a comment?
That was a question. What do you think about that?
Sir, the one thing that I will respond to in that is your question is there other ways to pay debt? And I agree that there potentially is, and that's, again, another rate study possibly could show that. However, as far as debt over long term, sir, we probably could have done that. Again, I'm going back to our depleted funds. Right now, if we even tried getting a bond, we couldn't pay it off because of our general fund and our water sewer fund is so low. So there's no way that we could do that. Now, maybe in a couple of years when absolutely, that may be an option.
You've explored this option with a professional.
Absolutely, sir.
And who is that person?
His name is Ralph Cross. He works for the state MTAS.
I'm sorry, sir?
His name is Ralph Cross. He works for MTAS. He's the one that did our water rate study. And he's been one that I've also approached to do a second one as well.
Thank you very much, sir.